What's up guys, Squid here back with another video. Do people even want long form gameplay commentary in 2025? I've been asking myself that, and I think the answer might surprise both of us. My goal for this channel was one video a week at minimum. I want to put out consistent content, and I also enjoy writing and recording something. At already my 6th video, I found myself struggling when trying to pick a topic to discuss. This is what led me to ponder the point of all this. A lot of content these days is highly polished and edited, with good production value. I mean, I'll continue to get better at making videos. However, I couldn't help but think for a moment if this kind of content is any good. That moment didn't last long, as I personally felt there is some value to thoughtful discussion or storytelling. And podcasts are popular, so who's to say people don't like more long-form, unfiltered content? I then started to wonder if the rise of AI-generated content will wash me out too. I think this is a real concern, but ultimately, I'm betting that the authentic human presence will just become more valuable with time. It's interesting to think about. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with dead internet theory. I was first introduced to this concept quite early on in Metal Gear Solid 2. However, I didn't realize the significance of this fictional conflict. Anyways, like I said, I'm just going to put my faith in humanity, valuing authenticity in the long run. Moving on, I want to start discussing more things than just gaming takes. I want these videos to be a cozy escape from the world, letting you guys just enjoy some gameplay and listen to it talk. I just came back from Austin. I want to say it's my 3rd time in Texas. I think I went to Dallas way long ago for SGC, Screw Attack Gaming Convention. This was probably back in 2010 or something like that. It was an awesome convention, utilizing a lot of the space. There's a huge pavilion for gaming with tons of monitors and every kind of console hooked up. There were a couple of stages for panels and events, and a theater that had just been looping Screw Attack content all weekend. There was also a space for vendors. You could find any retro game you wanted, it felt like. I participated in IMOG, the Iron Man of Gaming, a multi-game competition that was an annual tradition for SGC. A little kid like me was able to make friends from all over through the competition. I think I made it to the 3rd round. I remember playing Explosion Man, Crazy Taxi, Tatsunoko vs Capcom, and my specialty, Halo Combat Evolved. Unfortunately, being the youngest by far, they handed me the one Duke controller when Halo came around. That was the first time I had even ever held one. I instantly knew why nobody wanted this controller. Being a kid, I was too scared to demand a different controller. I struggled the whole match, which was a free-for-all on Derelict. I got my ass kicked, feeling cheated, and I was especially upset that it was on my best game. Regardless, I didn't expect much as I had a blast participating in the tournament. I gotta be proud of my 11-year-old self making it past a lot of gamers by getting to the top 300. I really couldn't be mad. My older brother was one that got into the Screw Attack community. This was long ago when they were much smaller, and in hindsight, this era gave me some precious memories. It was so cool to meet so many of the faces I had watched online. I met everyone: Craig, Corey, Destin, Chad, AVGN, you name it. I also challenged Jose to a 1v1 on Guardian in Halo 3. He quickly humbled me, but it was amazing for him to spend some time with a fan. I don't even know if anybody still remembers Jose's Puntos, a show where he would give gaming tips. I wonder how all these guys are doing now. I haven't followed them since like 2012 maybe. I know there were a lot of stuff going on with drama and people and getting merged with Rooster Teeth. I'm completely unaware of all this stuff as I was only on in the early days. Dallas itself was such a unique experience compared to California, where I'm from. Looking back at it, I find it so funny my family actually went there since we really had no reason to. As a kid, I was amazed at the large highways, how flat it was, and how different the people were. It was probably some really good life experience for me and a formative vacation as a child. I remember going to the museum in the building JFK was shot from, and that was pretty cool. Over a decade later, in 2022, one of my friends lives in Austin and I go out to visit him. Austin is definitely a different city than Dallas. It has a different feel and a different crowd. I enjoyed walking around, seeing the Capitol, walking around South Congress, and swimming in Barton Creek. Terry Black's was an amazing barbecue spot. Another reason I came out to Austin was to see my other friend perform. As you might not know, Austin is a live music city, and our other good friend was on tour and we planned to meet up for a show in Austin. It was a nice time reuniting a long way from our hometown. I just got back from my 2nd trip to Austin the other day, and it was also a great time. Had a little bachelor's weekend with bar crawls as the highlight of the trip. There's this one bar in particular called the Latchkey that I really liked. We had such a great time there. I don't feel like I take trips often enough. Free time disappears so fast, so if you don't make the effort, life will just fly right on by. Before you know it, you're much older and you haven't really been any places or experienced unique things. On the other hand, many of the times I did make a trip happen, I had the smallest window of time and barely any money. And one thing was always true. I always found myself feeling immensely grateful to my past self for making it happen and just doing it. So many of the best experiences of my life could have been missed if I had just succumbed to some reason I made up to not do it, trapping myself in the belief that I can't or I shouldn't. At the end of the day, if I were to die tomorrow, I would spend my last day reminiscing on these memories and the people I share them with. I'm now slowly getting closer to 30, and for a few years, I didn't make any plans with the time I had. Some of that was due to pandemic lockdowns, some of that was due to life obligations, but in hindsight, I just think that's all BS, and I psyched myself from living life. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I was thinking about these experiences and feelings when I was trying to come up with something to write about. And the truth is, I have been a lot happier since I've been making these videos, but happiness wasn't the point. I just get so much joy from just having some kind of drive to make videos, write, and record, even though there's nothing making me do it. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day, and I encourage you guys to try something you've been meaning to try. Go for that novel experience, because that's what life's about. If you've had a recent trip, memory, or experience that's changed the way you see things, drop it in the comments. I'd like to read about it. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Peace.